G'day guys, Joe mate Big J here. Welcome to another edition of Aussie Boxing Talk. The show literally punches you right between the fucking eyes. And I just saw, not even an hour ago, Australian female boxer Skye did defeat Mexican Luna, I can't remember her last name, for the vacant interim WBC 122 championship. And now Skye is in line to fight the winner of the undisputed fight between Ellie Scottney and the WBA champion. And it looks like Skye is going to get a few more belts around her waist. Maybe not, because despite Skye having a very good, easy win, she made it look easy. All she did was use her amateur style, the long reach, the jab, right hook. I mean, Luna just kept running into counter punches all night. Skye worked off the back foot all night, used her reach. I couldn't figure out how someone of Luna's experience couldn't get on the inside of Skye, but all she did was just lean back, use her right jab, and then come over with the left hook. That's all she needed to do, and she'd step away. The fight was very amateurish, very amateur style from Skye, and you've got to give her credit. That's all she needed to do to win. So she won 98-92 on two judges' scorecards, 97-93. So clearly a dominant performance, which got Skye the 122 belt interim title at WBC. But let's face facts. I mean, as I said in the previous video to this, if Skye wins, she was just beating a blown-up bantamweight, and that's basically what she did, was beat up a blown-up bantamweight, like a smaller woman. You could clearly see that Skye was bigger and heavier, had a much longer reach, had good footwork. Just pop thing moved, went back to this, as the commentary said, it was Skye 1.0, just went back to the same amateur style that she needed to win, and she made Luna look very, well, like an amateur. And that's all she needed to do to win. So while it wasn't a highlight reel victory, Skye did what she needed to do to win. She won comfortably, and that's all you need to do. At the end of the day, I mean, sometimes it's not the journey, it's the destination. She needed to win the fight, and she won the fight easily. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, she's just beating up another blown up bantamweight. And from what me and T Street said, we just did in our video, that Ellie Scottney, once she wins if she wins undisputed, she's going to move up to 126, and Skye is going to dominate at 122, because pretty much the only real competition for Skye is Ellie Scottney at 122. The rest of the division is pretty quiet. I mean, there was talk about that she might go down to 118, and well, the only fight at 118 is Shanika. That would be a very interesting fight, but I don't think Skye could do it at 118, because bantamweights are tiny. So, and I've stood next to Shanika Johnson. She's a tiny girl. So I don't know if Skye Nicholson can make 118 comfortably and still do what she needs to do to win. So, but only time will tell. And the next thing, I mean, the other big fight that's coming up in Australian boxing is Skye Scott, who's once again competing for the WBA, WBA, WBC middleweight championship against, let me just bring it up here, let me just get rid of this. Olivia, I think her name is, her last name is Nunes or something. Let me just bring it up here. I should have done this beforehand, because this is a very significant fight if Skye Scott was to win. So it's on the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua undercard next week, same with Shanika, who's fighting against her scheduled defense of her bantamweight titles. I'm just bringing it up here, against the WBC, WBA middleweight champion, because if Skye Scott wins, this will automatically go into a rubber match with Desiree Robinson, who holds the IBF and WBO titles. So this will be, if Skye wins this fight, it's going to be an instant rubber match and undisputed between her and Desiree Robinson. And that would be the biggest prize that would be the biggest Australian fight ever, male or female, because you've got two Aussies competing for undisputed. That's never happened before in Australian boxing history. Yes, we've had George compete for undisputed. All right, we've had Shanika compete for undisputed, but never two Aussies. So that would be the biggest prize fight in Australian boxing history. So let me just bring this up here. I'm just waiting for it to come up. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I mean, can Kay Scott get it done? Only time will tell. She, as I said, she's fighting next week. She's fighting, the name of the champion is Olivia Curry. Olivia Curry for the WBC and WBA middleweight titles. So, I mean, she's only had 7 bouts. She fought Desley last year in March and got the win when a lot of people thought that Desley actually won. They had the rematch in around this time, actually pretty much a year ago, because what's the 14th? Almost a year ago. A year ago today, for the IBF middleweight title with the vacant. Desley got the win, and now if Kay can pull off the upset and the rematch against Olivia Curry, that'll automatically lead into a undisputed rubber match with Desley Robinson. So, I mean, as I said, I'm not too happy with Desley Robinson at the moment, because the last I saw, she was bouncing around in a lingerie on Instagram, promoting her OnlyFans page like a complete moron. I mean, as soon as these girls start doing that, I just really lose all interest in them. Like, if you want to go do OnlyFans, that's fine. Go do OnlyFans. Don't be a boxer. Don't bring that smut into the sport. We don't need it. There's enough crooks, corruptions, and other problems that boxing's already got. We do not need girls prancing around in their underwear, right, promoting this online smut. We don't need that. And she's 37. It's not like she's 22. She's 37 and a mother. So, yeah, when I see women of that age pulling that sort of shit, I'm just like, fucking wake up to yourself, love. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? What sort of example are you setting for your children? I mean, that's just poor. That's just piss poor. And, you know, that's just piss poor. I mean, seriously, you can't make money any other way. Anyway, it makes a mockery of the sport. That's what I don't like about it, is that, you know, you got these friggin' tarts like Emily Bridges and what's the other blonde bimbo's name? I can't remember. The British one that went on Piers Morgan Uncensored and just laughed about it. Oh, my kids can cry in a Ferrari about it. Like, yeah, love, you wouldn't be smart enough to buy a Ferrari. I can't remember. Brooke Ellie or whatever her name is. Ellie Brooke or whatever her bloody name is. You know, just, we don't need that in boxing. But back on point. So, Skye with a good clear win today. Kay Scott with an extremely significant fight next weekend on the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua undercard. Then Shanika's also in her match. Actually, who is she fighting? Her scheduled match. Let me just look it up. I think she is fighting an American. But the thing is with Skye is that, you know, she's just being a weight bully, because if Ellie Scotty moves up to 126, there's no real competition for Skye at 122. I'm just bringing this up. Here we go. No, this is not. No, that's in Detroit, Michigan. So that's a different card entirely. Okay, it's a different card. It is on the zone though, but it's a completely different card. I think it's the main event. Yes, it is the main event. Okay, so it's not the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua undercard. That is a different card. This is in Fox Theatre, Detroit, Michigan. And I'm pretty sure Jake Paul's fighting Anthony Joshua somewhere else. Okay, so it's not the Jake Paul fight. I thought it was. I am standing. Tony Harrison's on the card though. Tony Harrison's fighting Brian Chavez. So there you go. So obviously I'll do more videos as the week comes up. Olivia Curry, I haven't seen her fight. Kay Scott, I have seen her fight. I'll just go 50-50 because I haven't seen the last one. The last one was a draw, but like everything, until you actually watch the fights, you really can't make comments. So I should go back and actually watch the first fight and see what I think. But as always, I'm now going to check into the Badu Jack fight and see how that goes. It's probably not, what's it now? It's 1 o'clock. It won't be on for another couple of hours. So Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Leave your comments in the comment section. Do you think would you actually want to see a rubber match between Kay Scott and Deadly Robinson? I certainly do, because that's the biggest fight in certainly Australian women's boxing history. Right? It's the biggest prize. It's undisputed for two Aussies. That's never happened. That's never happened in men. So the girls are leading the way. So as always, guys, tackle bull, wrestle croc hard, yourselves the fuck up, and we'll see you again later.